Hi everyone, welcome to this third video tutorial regarding the Shared Contacts Admin tool for SEA, which is an open source web-based solution that allows you to manage your shared contacts from Google Apps. In the previous two videos, we were able to show the working demo of the SEA, and then the next video, we were able to download and install SEA in App Engine. And now what we're going to show you is how to set up uh, the Google Developer Console in order to enable the APIs and the authentication. But before we proceed, let me just show you a snippet of the code that we have for the SCA, and because this is related to the one that we're going to configure in the Developer Console. As you can see in this file, the Oauth.go file, you will see here the configuration that we need to fill up once you were able to configure the APIs in the developer console. So basically, we're going to need the client ID and the client secret. So that before we reinstall SEA, we are going to modify this file. Also, I want to show you that there will be a lot of redirects that we need to put in the configuration in the developer console. So these are required because open authentication requires us to indicate what are the valid domain and the redirect URLs that will be able to call the API. So let us proceed to the developer console in order to enable the contacts API and set up the authentication and the redirect URL. So in the Google Developer Console, go to API and then click on Contacts API. And then we're going to enable that. And now that's that enabled, we need to go to Credentials. We're going to set up Open Authentication or Oauth Client ID. And this is for a web application. But before that, we need to configure the consent screen. This is basically the page that the user sees when it is being prompted with the Open Authentication. So basically, let's try to name it Shared Contacts Admin. Let's leave the optional parameters as is. Since I wasn't able to configure the consent screen, so basically this will be shared contacts admin. These are optional parameters, and I'm going to save it. And we're going to create a web application client ID. Let's create Oauth client. And in here, we're going to set up the redirect URLs. So we'll just copy the one that we have on my list. So now we have the client ID and the client secret. So in your case, you have to take note of this, and this is the one that you're going to input in the Oauth.go file before we install the SCA again. We don't need to download the JSON file. So the next thing that we need to do is to input the client ID and the secret key in the Oauth file. So let's go to, I'll just use this help command to do it. I'll just get the client ID. And then I'm going to replace the client secret. And we're going to save it. And let's go back to credentials again. We need to create an API key for the browser. Wait, I need to check the slides tutorial that I created a while ago so that we don't waste our time. So basically, this slide shows us the step-by-step process. So now we have enabled the contacts API, and we're going to create a server key. Server key. The next. We're going to set up now the Google Apps. So hopefully we're done with the developer console. Now we're going to go to the Google Apps in order to enable the context sharing. Okay, so I think I'm just going to record a new video on how to configure Google Apps because I'm reaching the limit now of this video. So thank you for watching this video. Watch out for the next one for configuring the Google Apps.